Hi everyone, I'm Pratima and welcome to this year's Smartphone Awards. 2025 was an exciting year for smartphones because we got to see a lot of great products, and the reason why this year was so great was number one, we got to see big batteries and up to IP69K rating on smartphones, not only on expensive phones but even on budget devices. Number two, compact phones also made a big comeback in 2025 and it became a legit category. Number three, Chinese brands like Xiaomi, Oppo and Vivo really pushed the camera innovation to the next level. But before I talk about all of the best phones of 2025, I've got to talk about all of the bad ones because honestly, there were a lot of disappointments this year. First up, the Google Pixel 10 series. I expected Google to finally make a perfect Pixel phone this year because of the new Tensor processor finally being manufactured by TSMC. But once again, it turned out to be a disappointment. Performance, efficiency, and thermals, all of it fell short, like always. Likewise, 2025 was also a bad year for the comeback of slim phones. I remember when Samsung launched the Galaxy S25 series, the S25 Ultra was fantastic, but then they showed off the S25 Edge at the launch event, locked behind glass like it was something revolutionary, and yeah, it turned out to be a big disappointment too. The same story repeated with Apple. The iPhone Air tried way too hard to be slim and the compromises were everywhere. Weaker battery life, downgraded speakers, and a single camera, that too in 2025. And then there was the iPhone 16. That phone just did not make any sense. At that price point, you could literally buy the regular iPhone 16. So, like MKBHD said, who was the iPhone 16e even for? But for me, the most disappointing phone of this year has to be the Nothing Phone 3. There was insane hype around this phone. They did a huge launch in London, flew out influencers and YouTubers, and then they announced the price. 80,000 rupees. I genuinely thought that it was a joke, and after the launch, there were just so many negative reviews about this very phone. What I found even more baffling was that Nothing later uploaded a comparison video on their own channel comparing the Phone 3's cameras to the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Okay, so which was the most improved phone of 2025 then? Well, I think that title has to go to this phone, the iPhone 17, because we finally got 120Hz refresh rate on the base iPhone after so many years of mocking the 60Hz display on a non-Pro iPhone. And almost every aspect of the iPhone 17 improved while Apple managed to keep the price similar to last year. It felt like Apple finally listened to its users, and as a result, this phone is actually breaking sales records globally. Moving on, in the budget segment, there were some wonderful launches this year. I really liked the Oppo K13 and the Realme Narzo 80 Pro. Both phones came with large batteries, good 5G processors, and decent camera performance for their price. But I think the ultimate, the most balanced budget phone of 2025 was the CMF Phone 2 Pro. This phone delivered the best overall experience at around 17,000 rupees. It also offered a versatile camera setup with a telephoto lens that could take some really good portraits. Yes, the single speaker was a bit of a turn off, but other than that, the CMF Phone 2 Pro ticked almost every box. Now, when it comes to the mid-range segment, there were just so many options launched at around 25 to 30,000 rupees. This is also the most popular and the most competitive smartphone segment right now. And just like last year, Poco and iQOO did really well in the performance category. Poco launched the Poco X7 Pro and the Poco F7, while iQOO brought the iQOO Neo 10R and the iQOO Neo 10. All of these smartphones not only delivered great performance and insane battery life, but also some of the best display experiences for its price. On the other hand, OnePlus gave us two of the most balanced mid-range phones of this year, the OnePlus Nord CE5 and the OnePlus Nord 5. Both came with huge batteries and offered the best software experience at a mid-range price. I also liked the Nothing Phone 3A and the Nothing Phone 3A Pro, especially the 3A Pro, whose telephoto camera was actually better than the one on the overpriced Nothing Phone 3. Meanwhile, Motorola had the Edge 60 Fusion, Edge 60, Edge 60 Pro, all of which were solid camera phones with decent overall specs. So for me, there wasn't one definitive winner in the mid-range category this year. If you wanted great performance phone, OnePlus, iQOO and Poco all had strong lineups. If you cared more about cameras, Motorola and Nothing and Realme offered some excellent choices. But moving on to the premium mid-range segment, the ones that I personally liked were two phones actually, the Oppo Reno 14 and the OnePlus 13R. I feel like the Oppo Reno 14 did not get the kind of attention it deserved. First of all, it provided a really comfortable form factor and more importantly, a very balanced set of specs like a great AMOLED display, excellent battery life, great haptics and speakers and an amazing camera experience. Here are some of the samples that I clicked from this phone and you can see how great they are, especially the portraits. But I think with the OnePlus 13R, OnePlus did an absolutely fantastic job and I think it was the best option for anyone looking for a great phone at around 40,000 rupees. First of all, it gave me almost flagship-like performance and software experience, 8 to 8.5 hours of battery life even on heavy usage, excellent haptics and most importantly, a great AMOLED display. The only aspect that was average about the OnePlus 13R is the camera, especially the ultra-wide camera. But other than that, the OnePlus 13R absolutely nailed every aspect and for me, it was the best device in the premium mid-range segment. Alright, next we have to talk about the compact phone category. In 2025, almost every major brand launched a compact phone and this was also the category that saw the most growth this year. But among all of those launches, the two phones that absolutely blew me away were the Vivo X300 and the iPhone 17 Pro. The Vivo X300, despite being more affordable than its Pro sibling, did not compromise in many areas. It has a very good battery life despite the smaller form factor, comes with the same flagship chipset as the Pro model, features an LTPO display and in my experience has one of the most versatile camera setups in the compact phone segment. I compared its cameras with the iPhone 17 and found that the Vivo X300 does a better job when it comes to photography, especially with its telephoto lens. If anyone is looking for an all-rounder compact Android phone, the Vivo X300 is the best option. And then there's the iPhone 17 Pro. This year, Apple moved from titanium to aluminum and because of the lighter build, this phone just feels incredibly good in the hand. It also offers the same overall specs as the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Performance, cameras, everything is literally the same. Okay, now while I'm moving towards the flagship segment, I think I need to address the best foldables too. This year, I'd say that the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 and the Honor Magic V5 were the two best book-style foldables. After literally a lot of criticism, Samsung finally brought a lot of changes to the Z Fold 7 this year. They finally made it thinner and finally included a flagship grade camera setup. I also really like the Honor Magic V5. It's currently the thinnest foldable, yet Honor still managed to fit in a massive 5800 mAh battery and it also offers better ingress protection than Samsung. I just wish Honor's software felt a bit modern like Samsung's though. Next, I want to talk about some of the underrated phones of 2025, the phones that did not get a lot of attention, yet they were worth the money. At around 35,000 rupees, the Vivo T4 Ultra was surprisingly a great device in my opinion. I took this phone while I went trekking during the Diwali holiday and its cameras deserve a special mention. These are some of the samples that I captured from the phone and just look at the photos. Plus, this phone clicks equally impressive portraits and selfies too, all the while having good performance and excellent battery life. I am actually looking forward to the T5 Ultra that's launching very soon. Another phone that is so underrated, like no one's talking about, is the Poco F8 Ultra. This phone is really good. This phone has not launched in India, but being a performance-centric phone, the F8 Ultra has surprisingly impressive cameras, especially the 5x lens that clicks quite dramatic portraits and macros. It's actually better than the OnePlus 15 in a lot of aspects. And not to forget, it also features Bose-tuned triple speaker setup with one speaker located right here in the camera module itself. If this phone launches in India, it could easily be the flagship killer everyone's waiting for. Alright, now it's time to talk about one of my favorite categories, the best camera phone of 2025, and I don't even need to think twice before giving this award to the Vivo X200 Ultra for photography. I know the X200 Ultra did not get a global launch and the X300 Pro is already here, but my reason for giving the ultimate photography award to the X200 Ultra is that it completely redefined what smartphone photography looks like. Unlike all of the smartphones where the main wide wide camera delivers the best image quality. The telephoto lens comes second, and the ultra wide is clearly the weakest. On the X200 Ultra, all of the three cameras deliver the same level of image quality. Here we get a 35mm equivalent lens instead of the regular 23mm, and if I need to take a wide shot, I can rely on its 14mm ultra-wide lens, which uses the same large sensor as the main camera. On top of that, we get a fantastic 200-megapixel telephoto lens for zoom and portraits. This telephoto lens produces excellent portraits even, moving subjects come out sharp, skin tones and the background processing are outstanding, and its macro shots are some of the best that I have seen coming out of any smartphone. Vivo even improved the video performance on the X200 Ultra, and in my testing, it came very close to the iPhone 17 Pro Max. In fact, the ultra-wide and the telephoto videos were actually better than iPhone's. That said, there are still a few things that the iPhone does better when it comes to videos, starting with the new selfie camera, which features a square sensor, and also the overall smoothness and lens switching, where Apple still has an edge. So the best video camera is still the iPhone 17 Pro Max, but Android phones are slowly catching up. Next, let's talk about which phone wins the Best Battery Award. For this, I tested the batteries of all of the flagship phones available in the market, and I found three phones that delivered over 10 hours of screen on time: the Honor Magic 8 Pro, the Oppo Find X9 Pro, and the OnePlus 15. But the ultimate battery champion is definitely the Oppo Find X9 Pro. Okay, finally, now it's time that we address the elephant in the room, the best phone of 2025. And after a lot of discussion with my team, I give this award to, drumroll, the OnePlus 13. Yes, this might surprise a lot of you guys, and I might even get criticism for this, but I genuinely believe the OnePlus 13 was truly exceptional. It was announced back in January, and I have been using this phone as my daily work device for the better part of like 9 to 10 months, and honestly, it delivered everything I could expect from a flagship phone. We essentially got a flagship experience at almost half the price. And when I look at some of the recent launches like the iQOO 15 or the OnePlus 15, I actually have more respect for the OnePlus 13. It was a complete phone, and even the cameras were really good. In fact, it used the same camera sensor as the more expensive Oppo Find X8 Pro. Unlike the OnePlus 15, where OnePlus has actually downgraded the camera sensor, increased the price, and the overall value just is not the same. So yeah, the OnePlus 13 for me was the best OnePlus product in a long time, and honestly, I loved using it this year. Alright everyone, that was all for my list of the best and worst phones of 2025. Do tell me in the comments if you agree with my list or if you think I missed any good phones in this video. I am really hoping that 2026 will be an even better year for smartphones. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notifications icon, and see you next time. Plane आ गया. खत्म करो.